another political podcast. Come together and yap with us.
Hello and welcome to yet another political podcast, or Y.A.P.P, for the date ending January 15th, 2026. We're here to talk about the dumbest things in the headlines and stories. I'd like to thank my friend Adam for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Up here. I guess we're going to start. This is pretty softball and it's just more par for the course here. Jerome Powell has been charged with something, or he's being investigated, charges unclear by the DOJ. Trump has no idea about this. Nope. It's not
fraud,
him.
Isn't it? Fraud.
Just generic. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's just what they throw at everyone now. Fraud.
But this just seems like another Letitia James, or Comey, which were already thrown out in the last couple of weeks because of more just absolute, I don't know, incompetence by the administration and how they've put people in power.
Yeah. Well, it's just, every time I see these sorts of stories, it reminds me of 2020 when they were going to court challenging the election, and they would stand out on the street corner and lie, because you can lie in a press conference with no repercussions, and then they'd go into court and, we don't actually have anything to substantially prove our claims, and they got laughed out of court. And that's what this is, very clearly. They're just like, you're corrupt and fraud, and they get an indictment. I'm not sure how you get an indictment so easily. I thought getting an indictment was a higher burden of proof than apparently it is, or they just happen
you can indict a ham sandwich.
They have a judge in their back pocket, apparently. Yeah. So, but it gets to court and they lose. But it's not about that. It's about feeding the flames of their base, because it doesn't matter if they can't prove it in court. Look at how many people still parrot that he lost or he won in 2020 and at the election day still, even though, show me some evidence. Oh, it's coming. remember that actually?
Right along
last year, they're like,
there's
new evidence coming. We got it coming, guys. We're going to prove it. But because he won't do what Trump wants him to do. So, and he can't we're not at the point where he can just shoot these people in the face, fucking Stalin style. But, I don't think we're that far from it, unfortunately.
No, I don't think Powell's going to have it coming for a couple of reasons, because he's out in May anyway. So they were just trying to oust him 5 months ahead of time. Kind of a nothing burger. I mean, I don't really care about Powell himself. It's just one of more stupid thing in the long line of stupid things that they do.
Yeah.
Along with this, I had the related story that because of this, after the news broke over the weekend, on Monday, a lot of futures exchanges and a lot of foreign investment has dried up and pulled their money out of the U.S. market. Not that, again, something that I'm just barely care about on the periphery of things that the average person like me and you care about. But not good. More things to attribute to going in the wrong direction under the current administration.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't think the Fed should exist, but I sure as fuck don't want Donald Trump controlling the interest rate,
I mean, it feels good off the cuff to say we don't need a Fed, but every time we've gotten rid of the Fed, there have been really good reasons why we need at least something. Maybe this isn't the perfect entity to do the job, but in some form, we do need a central bank for as big as we are as a nation, because every time we've tried to get rid of it, bad things happen. We go from bad to worse.
Yeah. I think that's a great point, really, that just hadn't really thought of before, is that with everything going on, with the Fed and every other agency and what they've tried to do with Doge and everything, is that we see the importance of the separation you know, where these agencies are supposed to be acting independently and without political aims, you know, and we see what happens when that goes away and you just have yes men who do whatever, you know, the president wants.
There's some rumblings, I don't know how much truth there is to it, that like Trump wants to get rid of some of his biggest supporters, like Noam and who else did I hear floated? It wasn't Cash. Noam and Bondi, pretty much.
Oh, Bondi, really?
I don't know how Hegseth still has a job, honestly, but
well, I feel like
see where that goes.
Yeah. Well, I think all you have to do is stroke Trump's ego, you know, and you'll be good. Doesn't matter if you're actually good at your job, as long as you pay tribute.
Either way, speaking of Kristi Noem, the thing that I had put on the front card here, this is kind of a big deal. They had this slogan on this faceplate where she was speaking, "One of ours, all of yours." I've seen reports both ways that this both is and isn't a Nazi slogan, but even if it isn't, it still describes the thing the Nazis did at least once. Where when one of them died, they killed an entire village in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, I actually thought of like gangbangers when I saw that.
Yeah, that's
kill one of ours, we kill all of their. You know, that's what it feels like, a mafia or like a gangbanger type of slogan to me.
But who are the all of yours? Like, so if it's a protester in a particular city, is it going to be everybody in that city? Is it going to be every Democrat in that state? Is it going to be everybody in the country that disagrees with them? And more than that, how many people have ICE killed in the last year? And I don't remember hearing a report that an ICE agent had died from injuries sustained on the job. And I'm pretty sure that this administration would not let us stop hearing it if it had happened. So, you know, the like 100 to 1 or so body count.
Well, it's anybody who is other. I mean, that's what the yours is. Anybody who's not, you know, bowing down and joining them. It's very authoritarian, you know, and thuggish, which is pretty much par for the course with these motherfuckers, you know.
Yeah, it's just kind of where we are. I never thought that we would be staring down somebody with a secretary position in the U.S. administration putting a slogan like that out there, or some of the things that J.D. Vance has gone on podcasts and tried to say to like make everything all better and justify the things that have been going on.
Yeah.
In particular with what happened to Renee Nicole Good, which if anybody's wondering, we're popularizing the like we are Charlie Kirk hashtag we are Renee Good. Put that out into the universe a few million times, please and thank you.
Yeah, it's just keep going down the steps of this road with no one doing a goddamn thing. You know, not even, you have like 5 Democrats putting up any sort of fight at all. And then you have Schumer and Jeffries who are completely fucking useless.
I saw a video of a reporter like just asking them some basic questions about how they plan to respond to stuff, and Schumer just he just kept walking. He would not answer these really tough but important questions. They weren't gotcha questions. They were like, hey, how are you going to respond to what's happening? Like we've got fascism not even just creeping into America, it's already here. It's already, you know, knocked down the gate.
Well, it's because they're rich and connected and powerful.
Cool.
They're rich, connected, powerful people, so they're safe for now. They think they're safe. But you know what? If you don't fucking put a stop to this shit soon, no one's safe.
That's what it seems to be. I mean, ICE is going door to door and doing papers, please.
That's what I'm saying about the Stalin shit with him just shooting people in the face that don't go along. You know, we're on that road. You get people to accept. You have American citizens being detained and beat and killed simply for not being white. And sometimes they don't give a fuck. If you get in their way, they don't give a fuck what color your skin is. And no one's doing a goddamn thing about it. Well, what's the next step? Once that becomes acceptable, once that just becomes another part of like fucking American life, then you're not that far from just people being fucking taken out in front of a firing squad because they won't go along with this shit.
Yeah, I had found. I'm loading it up now. I found this awesome little meme about it, and probably having this on the screen will completely make it so that this video doesn't get served up. But you know what? I don't care. It's too important. It's the like we are here. Everything is fucked. It can get worse. There is a worse, but we're almost there. You know, people think that like fascism, it's going to come in all in one wave, and like, oh well, he's not like Hitler yet. We're here.
Yeah,
actually, this is how it begins.
Yeah, it's called a fascist fucking dictatorship, and they're not good.
So speaking of takeovers, I've left my background graphic from last week because now we've gone from just talking about invading Greenland or buying it to a Republican representative in the House has now introduced a bill so that authorizing us to buy or take over Greenland and make it a 51st state. Hooray.
Yeah. We're now talking about attacking an ally and taking over their country. And in response, you have France and Germany and Denmark sending military forces now to Greenland to prepare for a possible invasion.
The thing I really don't get is we need it for our defense. For what purpose? We already maintain a military base there, and we have other ones that we had abandoned that we could reopen, that Greenland and Denmark had said we can do that.
Yeah.
And the only rationale I keep hearing is, oh, well, if we don't, then Russia or China will take it over. Okay, how? I want you to, we can eliminate China pretty quickly. They don't have a huge navy, and what they do is mostly smaller stuff, and even the aircraft carriers that they have, they keep in their waters. They're not going to bring them all the way across the world to take over Greenland. They're going to use theirs to take over Taiwan because now we've made it acceptable in Greenland by taking over Venezuela and talking about doing Greenland that... You know, I don't think Taiwan
in Mexico
has
in Colombia.
But you know what I do know? There's a non-zero chance that China takes over Greenland is basically what I'm saying. Would it be impossible? No. But given everything that we know about China and how do they utilize their military, it doesn't make any sense. And then the other one is Russia, which, I mean, obviously, if the USSR or Russia had wanted to take Greenland, they could have at any time in the last 100 years. They definitely have had the capability, but it's actually some of the same problems. They have, the only things they really have going for them in the Maritimes is their subfleet. Their surface ships are basically shit. Beyond that, they're almost out of tanks. They're almost out of planes because of the Ukraine war. They're in no shape to take over Greenland anytime for decades.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how this helps us. It just seems like we're flexing our muscle and taking the weakest kid on the block because Denmark isn't going to actually go to an all-out war with us over Greenland. They're going to let it go if we push far enough.
Well, it's almost like
a weird time to be alive.
It's almost like we have a drunk in charge of the Department of Defense whispering into the president's ear because this is some harebrained bullshit. Like you're saying, it doesn't make any sense. They're spreading. I saw something about rumors being spread about there was Chinese destroyers or Chinese presence or something. They're just trying to stoke up some sort of fear to justify their actions. And I don't understand either, because like we have alliances with these countries, and we have access to pretty much anywhere that we want to go. So I don't, they say it's for national security, for strategic reasons, but it's already ours without being owned by us. In a way, we're allowed, like I said, we're allowed to go, as far as I know. I don't know if I'm not any expert obviously on Greenland, but I don't think there's restrictions for us, like where we can put ships and things, as far as I know. But yeah, it's just some sort of weird imperialistic bullshit. Again, it doesn't make sense. So it's to me, it sounds like something cooked up by somebody who's drunk. But
I would definitely put, but with everything we've heard and all the rhetoric, I've never heard this kind of rhetoric coming out of any administration in the last 100 years in the U.S.
No.
And we've had some pretty stupid ones, but this is like, I've never heard, we talked about this last week, I've never heard the term Western Hemisphere, and this is our hemisphere before.
Yeah.
Like we plan to keep that manifest destiny thing that we, in theory, stopped like 150 years ago, going again.
Yeah, well, claiming our territory, right? Yeah, it's just good old-fashioned imperialism, really. That's all it seems like to me. But the more I never really thought about it, is like, yeah, you know what we should do, man? We should take over Greenland. Like, it's very strategic.
Dude, that sounds like a wicked friggin' good idea.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. What other stupid shit do we have on the agenda today?
What other stupid shit?
Yeah, so continuing in the foreign policy category, so Trump posted this fake Wikipedia article where it lists him as the acting president of Venezuela. So we're gonna have Greenland and Venezuela and maybe Cuba and hell, maybe even Iran. That's an outside. I give that a non-zero chance that Iran becomes the 51st state.
Let's just make the whole world. We'll just have like 100 states.
I think Greenland before Canada, but
the United World of America
would be too.
Oh yeah, Canada's next. That's why we need Greenland for the strategic.
And then we can surround Canada and just annex them straight out. So we got 51 and 52. I don't think they thought about how that will affect the Senate, because you'll probably get a lot of Democrat votes.
Well, it will just be two senators for all of Canada. Anymore. All of Canada would be two senators, because it would be
right, but even that would change the balance. Greenland. If you got two Democrats there and even just one out of Greenland.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we take over Mexico, which way do you think they're more conservative, right? Because of the Catholicism.
Mexico,
that'd be the 53rd
Mexico would
state.
Actually put up a fight.
That'd be the 53rd state.
They might not win, but Venezuela would come before Mexico, I think.
They could pass a resolution to join California. That would be real bad for the Republicans. So
yeah, we just reorganize into various republics.
Yeah,
which might honestly not be like the worst thing ever. If Trump wants to acquire Greenland, can we secede here in Maine to Canada? I mean, we touch more Canadian provinces than any other state. We're one of only two states to touch only one other state. We're barely in the U.S. anyway, so you know, let's do some trades. Let's move some stuff around.
It's like fantasy baseball, but with countries.
Trading nation states.
Yeah. Fuck.
This is kind of a small thing, but we're reframing the term doxed. And by that, dox now means if a legitimate reporter runs the name of somebody that they find out that murdered somebody, like the killer of Renee Nicole Good, and the first Minnesota reporter that printed that in actual like AP News.
Yeah.
Apparently, and now they want to reframe it as like she doxed him.
Yeah, because
No,
it
we found out the
sounds
name of a public employee that killed someone.
yeah. Well, that makes it sound, bad when you say doxed. That puts a negative spin on what happened. Yeah, most transparent administration of all time, right? Isn't that what they
Right.
said?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
She had her X account banned immediately because, I mean, Elon Musk.
Yeah, freedom of speech, baby. She was
He believes in
very
he's a free speech absolutist. That's why we only censor accounts of people that cause us minor inconveniences.
Yeah, I saw the FBI raided some other journalist's home that was investigating Trump too. So we're at that, we're at that stage as well.
I missed that one.
I don't remember there's so much shit. I can't.
Shit.
It could be a full-time job.
Operative word.
It could be a full-time job just trying to keep up with every fucking piece of outrage news that comes out 100 times a day.
Yeah, that's why over the course of a week we whittle it down to like pretty much the dumbest and most important things.
Yeah.
What's next?
You doxed someone. You did your job as a reporter.
To the world stage, and Iran is that not zero chance of being the 51st state. So Trump's mad that Iran killed a bunch of protesters, and it seems like he's not mad because they're killing people, but because he's not allowed to kill protesters.
Yeah.
It's every protester here in the U.S. that says anything remotely negative about them is a domestic terrorist. But Iranian protesters, good. U.S. protesters, bad.
Well, if they were watching this right now, they'd say we're engaging in terrorism because we're saying bad things about them.
Only reporting what's happening. Only reporting what's happening.
We're doxing
sometimes
this
that's all that
administration.
it takes.
We're doxing this administration by revealing their information.
Exactly what doxing means.
Yeah.
It's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Fuck.
So
what other dumb shit we got?
Well, going back, here's some interesting shit. It's not quite. This is probably the least dumb of the day, and it's something that you and I have touched on in a much different context, and that's Graham Plattner and his wife going to Norway to have IVF. Not going to get into all of the reasons Graham has become famous over the last few months, but he's candidate for Senate here in Maine, an independent, or is he right? Independent, or is he actually?
He's running as a Democrat, I believe. I'm quite sure.
Fine. Either way.
Yeah.
So something I found interesting, I had meant to get the clip, and it slipped my mind this week. Was that earlier this year there was this big press conference, and one of the big things that Trump was supposed to have actually done for the U.S. citizens is bring the cost of IVF down significantly. That was another one of those, like, we brought it down 4,000%.
We're now paying you.
I don't think you understand how percents work.
Graham, you didn't check the box for they pay you to get the IVF.
Like early on, I remember when Doge became was just going through and willy-nilly firing people and cutting positions. I remember this story in one of the big outlets of this forest ranger woman that had voted for Trump because he'd promised free IVF. And then she lost her job as a ranger when Doge cut stuff. And then was afraid that she wouldn't get her IVF. And then I remember thinking a few months later when they came out and announced this, that IVF was going to get cheaper, that, hey, I hope this woman got her IVF, despite her voting for Trump and doing something stupid.
Yeah.
I hope she got what she needed. And same thing here. So what I'm hearing is that the average cost, and it can be higher, of a first dose or a first treatment of IVF is $25,000, but you can get it for $5,500 in Norway.
Mhm.
So I found this just fascinating that, like, it's another one of Trump's lies. IVF did not become significantly cheaper.
Yeah. And they're not even they're not even citizens of that country. And you can travel to one of these countries that has universal health care and get you can fly there,
Imagine.
have a vacation, and fly back for cheaper, much cheaper. Hell, dude.
Medical vacationing.
Yeah, my mom's actually going to a foreign country to have dental work done. But to your point, yeah, it's another Trump lie. I mean, are we surprised?
No, not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I do. We've had some big arguments about Graham Plattner here on this show, but I do wish him and his wife well on this process, because I'm not sure how old she is, but he's like 41, so clock's ticking.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you got to do it. So I understand like why he's suspended his campaign for like 10 weeks.
No,
To go
10
do
days,
that.
I thought.
Oh, it's 10 days.
10
I remember it
days,
was 10
yeah.
something. That's
just so
short.
they can travel there and oh shit, Jesus Christ. So they can travel there and get it done. But it's funny because all these people are like, oh, it's like he's not dropping out. He's taking 10 days. He's not going to be doing. He's busy, man. He's every day almost. It seems like he's doing events and things like that. But I think he went down and stood with striking workers, or I think they were striking nurses in Portland or something. Yeah, it's he. You know, that's one of he's running as a progressive Democrat. We were talking about that earlier, and this is one of their platform points is Medicare for all.
I'm trying to find a graphic that I thought I had. There's a new president of Meta, the former Trump advisor, Dina Powell. I don't have a picture of her, and I thought I did. Anyway, I just, for a platform that always seemed like it was so progressive for the longest time, like Meta and Facebook, I've watched in my lifetime just go from like one side of the spectrum to the other. And in general, for all of the talk about like liberal bias and stuff, I don't think there is one anymore. All the major social medias, your X's and your Facebooks, are all pretty far to the right now.
Yeah. Well, you had the where the companies were kind of trying to filter some of their content as far as allowing misinformation and stuff, like in the earlier days. And a lot of these people on the right got pissed off because, you know, not telling lies, not allowing them to tell a lie is censoring them. So I think you kind of have started to see a shift there because they were trying to, you know, counteract that perception that they were liberally biased by not allowing lies on their platform. So I think, yeah, you've seen it go the other way now. Yeah, my feed's definitely more flooded with right-wing stuff. Like, because like if you comment on a story or on one
then
of
the
those
next 10
pages,
things you
then
get
that's what you
is
get.
more of that same shit. It's like,
They're like, you want to interact.
I might have made
this.
one post, but I don't feed me this and keep feeding me this stuff. It's this really easy rabbit hole to go down, even that you don't want to go down it.
Yeah.
Do you know how many things I've hit hide all to in the last year or so since Trump became president? I've hidden like hundreds, probably thousands of pages at this point. And it's still trying to serve me that same kind of crap.
Yeah. Because you're looking and reading at stories or interacting with the post here and there. I mean, honestly, Facebook has pretty much gone to shit anyways. Like, it's all like the whole feed is just like suggested pages and ads and things like that, or just like the same fucking 10 things posted over and over. Yeah. So yeah, I saw that she's the new president of Meta, but they were all at the inauguration last year, so
Yup.
it's not that
Sitting
surprising.
right around Trump.
Well, I think that's, there was that shift from the pushback, and now they just kind of completely have sucked up to him to curry favor. So I think that's why it's gone even further to the right, with the way that their algorithms work.
The algorithms.
Yeah. Is that like a polyrhythm?
Love polyrhythms. I will be, and here's something that I do every February. We're almost done with our topics here. Anybody that makes music, there's this thing called the RPM Challenge, and it's to make an album in the month of February. Write it, record it. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. And my wife and I are on album number 7 in 8 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I encourage anybody that does music, try it. It's just a challenge for fun. You will learn some stuff. You will find some things musically that you probably never had worked with. Keep some positive things in this shit sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of AI stuff infecting. I have mixed feelings on it, but I guess it's the way of the future.
I think AI in a very limited set of circumstances is okay. But as a whole, no. I think we're wasting a lot of time, money, and resources on it, and it's not going to pay off the way anybody thinks. Going back to Meta, it's just like when Meta changed its name to Meta, and we're going to do this metaverse, and they reportedly blew $36 billion on a thing that just it just didn't work. We just lit $36 fucking billion that could have like fed and housed and cared for an awful lot of people.
Pretty much the planet
on fire.
I think 36 billion would take care of most anyone who needs it on the entire planet. But Jesus Christ.
So one of the other things coming out of Dumb Shit's office this week is that they have pulled the temporary protective status from Somali immigrants.
Yeah.
So
they're targeting
now we've got
again.
more legitimate targets, people that came here legally and were granted this status. And I keep hearing this like, oh, well, temporary means temporary. Well, the temporary status was put in place so that these people could be naturalized. They've gone through the process. They're waiting for the process. But also, Trump, when he came in, one of the first things he did last year was fire the entire main office staff at the like the lawyers and those guys that actually handle all the cases, and took money from the judges' funds so that like there aren't even as many judge positions. So an already overloaded backlog court now has almost no advocates and judges to like push the naturalization process through and get everybody vetted and processed.
Yeah.
So it takes forever, and the temporary status was there to, tide people over until they got their citizenship. So that's it's just giving them more targets so they can hit that artificial number of deporting 100 billion people, or whatever their pipe dream is.
Yeah, well, they have a quota, right? X amount of arrests every day, which I think is why you're seeing the extra aggressiveness.
That's part of it.
But yeah, well, they're just trying to cripple the system. That's what they've been doing since they took power, is just trying to cripple every lever of government, except for tax breaks for their rich friends. Those will go through.
Yay!
But yeah, and well, they targeted the Somali community during the election with their lies that they were eating cats and dogs. and
That was the Haitians,
destroyed.
but yeah.
Oh, Haitians.
Same idea.
Sorry.
I mean, it's
sorry.
it's that same basket of others to
Sorry.
them. It doesn't matter. They
I'm
don't
misremembering. It's so hard to keep the bigots' racism fucking sorted. Well, same type of tactics though. That's what I think they're coming. They're saying they're coming up here to Portland and Lewiston. I'm like, yeah, you got the Somali community in Lewiston. So, and Portland is
Probably.
just
It's,
Portland is probably one of the more diverse cities in the state too. So that makes sense. You know, it's funny though that they don't send these guys to Texas where we had this supposed border crisis, right? Like,
yeah, right. Where like most people you would think come across the border illegally.
yeah, yeah. No, we're just gonna rip people out of their homes because they're brown, or take them from their cars, or yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got like this woman, this like comply bullshit.
Yeah.
And this woman that was like disabled and just trying to get to her doctor, and they like smashed her window and pulled her out.
Yeah,
Just
she turned down a
because.
street. She turned down a street that they had blocked
She looked
off.
vaguely brown.
She couldn't get
She's a
out.
U.S. citizen trying to get to her fucking doctor on that street.
Disabled. You're fucking terrorizing
Yeah.
a disabled person. Like, it doesn't get any much fucking lower than that besides raping children, but we know they're all right with that too.
Yeah, and it's sad, like we said last week. Does Epstein even matter when it comes to Trump specifically anymore? And it doesn't.
No.
Even if it comes out that like he was there for all of it, he was secretly videotaping it. I don't think it's going to matter. That's not the thing that's going to bring Trump down, if anything does. He's been the Teflon Don forever. I don't know that he's going to ever get justice for anything that he's ever done within his lifetime.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, well, they some of this shit did leak out, and like the whole fucking like murdering a baby in Michigan, and they showed that he wired Epstein like $1 billion over like 10 years or something.
Yeah, in
like
a bunch
that.
of payments.
Why would you fucking wire $1 billion through a fucking human sex trafficker? Oh no, that was just his buddy, just giving him a fucking loan. Like, what the fuck, man? But it doesn't mean anything to them. They're just like, there, it's all right. My orange
Honestly,
god.
at this point, I'm more interested to find out like how Epstein made his money, because that's really the $64,000 question. Yeah. Literally, like nobody knows. The dude had supposedly hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and nobody knows how he got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was in finance, so he was taking other rich people's money
in theory,
for
but when you look at least what we know public facing, he straight up lost a lot of money in the finance deals that he did. He got his money somewhere else, either like being an agent or a major heist, or like keeping quiet and like funneling money. There's
blackmail.
There's all kinds of great theories, and
that $1 billion. I wonder if
I
that
would
was
love
blackmail.
to know the answer to that.
Yeah. Well, like I read something that was like, it's not anything factual, but it's like he wasn't there. They were guessing or speculating, like, he wasn't actually the ringleader. He was an employee of this organization that perpetrated all this shit. And I think I read that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was a Mossad agent as well. Mm-hmm. So there's some of that mixed in, that there's speculation that they were running.
There's so many theories.
Speculation they were running like a blackmail type of thing. You know what I mean? Which again, I mean, they have the fucking financial records, that were in the Epstein files, that Trump funneled $1 billion fucking over like a decade or whatever. $1 billion fucking, man. Like it's a lot of fucking money. Like, and no one's like, has one fucking journalist directly asked the president why he wired a sex trafficker $1 billion? No. Complete fucking failure.
I mean, it's also a complete waste of time, because he's just gonna say fake news a bunch of times, and Epstein
but push
was
back.
a joke. And why are you even talking about this, man? Why? I mean,
like, why don't? Yeah. Well, they just roll over. It's like, why why don't you have fucking, the Democrats just aren't doing anything? Not you could even have a press conference and be like, the president of the United States said today that we shouldn't have an election. Is this acceptable to you as a fucking American? Like where all this fucking rhetoric about the Constitution that we've heard our whole lives, and you have the president saying there shouldn't be elections. And do they do anything? They can't even fucking go on TV and fucking make a racket about it. Not saying that's going to fix anything, but Jesus fucking Christ, like, no, they're just absent. Besides, putting out a few fucking tweets about how concerned they are.
Same as some other Republicans too. Susan Collins is very concerned.
Oh yes, I'm sure she is. She's always concerned.
So the last story I had to talk about is that Trump's threatening to cut off all federal aid money to sanctuary cities and their states. We've kind of gone down this road before. He's tried threatening states, and courts keep telling him you can't do that. Because if you're not going to give money to one state, it has to be across the board.
Well, and I don't think that's his. It's not supposed to be within his authority, right? It's Congress,
right?
These are allocated funds. That's the issues. Or these are funds that have already been allocated by Congress.
Because if we're not receiving services that we're paying taxes into, then we can stop paying federal taxes, right?
You would think so. That's where I really wish
that's where it would go next. The states would just not collect federal tax anymore.
Yeah. Well, everything I see on that sort of idea is they're like, well, they're just automatically taken. There's nothing we can do about it. So, I'd really like to just see some fucking backbone, more than the little bit of lip service that's going on, or pithy fucking social media posts, which, I mean, it's funny. I still don't think Gavin Newsom should be president, but
no,
that shit's funny to read.
Agree.
That shit's funny to read, but
he is a great troll. To Trump now.
It's his PR.
But I don't want him as president.
No, fuck no.
He's not. He wouldn't be very much. He'd be just a funnier version of Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. If you get any of these corporate fuckers in, they're definitely not going to hold anyone accountable. We got to put it behind us and move on and let the country heal. That's the bullshit you're going to hear.
So last week I had started gathering propaganda from the 2 months that we were off, from the official social media accounts of different departments of US. There is so much slopaganda going on out there now.
I like that.
I just got more stuff just from the past week, and there's probably more than we're going to go through here, but we're done with our regular stuff, so we're going to respond to the slopaganda, and some of it is, half of it is AI. So that is the appropriate term for it.
Yeah.
From the... Well, this is actually people, but... This one from people just struck me because it's like dear leader in North Korea has most virulent penis, biggest, most testosterone ever.
Big American powerful penis.
It's oh my God. I don't know what to do with this one. It's so goddamn ridiculous. But Dr. Oz, or what is he, the head of the CDC, or
yeah.
I don't even remember what his title is. It's one of those.
He's got some supplements to sell you for sure. I'm surprised that hasn't come out. You want testosterone as high as Trump's? Buy this supplement.
Here's one of the sub offices off of Homeland Security that I wasn't aware of, the Citizenship and Immigration Services, CIS. I didn't know that these guys were part of the big machine, but we have to protect the homeland, defend America. I want to put an "and" in there. My brain does, because it's wrong.
Yeah.
Who are we defending America against?
Anyone who's not white and Christian and straight,
Are these the people that
or at
are
least
all
straight to your face.
all
Grinder's
of us
okay.
for one of them?
Grinder's fine. That's not cheating, you know, if you hook up with a dude on Grinder.
No.
Jesus doesn't
Correct.
see that.
As long as you're at a Republican event, it's okay.
Yeah. Once you got fucking about 10 old fashions in your system, it's okay.
Glory hole action is fine.
You didn't see that part in the Bible, the old fashioned gay sex loophole.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
This was like when it first was announced. One-way ticket back to Somalia. You know, you would think that the Republicans would want to go to Somalia. It should be like a Republican dreamland. There's almost no government. Everybody has guns. It's a Republican wet dream. Why don't you guys go to Somalia?
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't have a Trump beach club there yet, like they're going to do in Gaza.
Trump Gaza.
Yeah.
Defend the homeland, protect the American way of life. I'm here to set the record straight on false reporting. It just like these people tried to lie so much about Renee Nicole Good. And then they put out this thing about like how the officer had internal bleeding, and a lot of people have pointed out that could just mean bruising. Like he literally has a bruise. Because they tried to claim the same thing when Trump got shot in the ear. They considered it internal bleeding because he had a bruise.
I watched that video several times, and I don't feel like there was enough impact.
No.
For there to be, and he's wearing like body armor too. Like
what little impact there was because he leaned into it. I mean, if this guy was supposedly, which they've said, was like scarred from a past thing that happened with a vehicle where he got like dragged or something.
Yeah, last year.
So why are you standing in front of a car? There's no way that that's part of your training.
Well,
is to stand in front or behind a vehicle, and he did both.
I was reading, it was somebody had investigated, and that seems to be one of their tactics is they put themselves in front of your car, and then they say you're trying to run them over. They say you're trying to run them over, and then that justifies whatever they do to you because they're acting in self-defense.
Right. They lean into it. It's like a batter trying to get to first base in baseball. Just lean into it and let the ball hit you.
Just lean into it, and you can shoot the first baseman in the face 3 times.
We'll have our home again with a B2 and the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
What's more American? And we can have all of this just for the price of kicking out anybody that's not straight, white, or Christian.
Yeah, just a little terrorism and murder. A little more bloodshed. I mean, that's what our country's founded on. So
what's that between friends? The next couple are basically the same with the different images. The
America is for Americans.
America is for Americans. What do you define as an American? Because like we're taking anybody that's like second or third generation that looks vaguely brown. And it doesn't appear that America is for all Americans, just certain Americans. Same thing here. The future belongs to the patriot.
Embrace Americanism.
Says the Department of Labor. I've found the Department of the Labor is actually one of the more like aggressive ones in this like slopaganda marketing. They put out 2 or 3 of these a day.
Well, it's because all the immigrants stole the jobs, you know, so that's what they're fighting back against that.
They took a job.
The
Patriots are in control. It's Monday. Patriots are in control. Let's go to work.
Yeah.
Restore American greatness. Like, I thought America was actually pretty good when I was a kid, and it's just kind of gotten worse.
Well, that's what I think. Where it's he tweets, his bullshit, and he's like, "Make America great again." I'm like, well, how long? I thought that's what you were doing. I thought that's what you did. Like, it doesn't. Shouldn't we be great by now after
Great
all the
is.
things you've done? Or the hottest country on? We were dead year and a half ago. This country was dead. We're the hottest country on earth now. And if you disagree with me, we'll fucking beat the shit out of you and throw you in jail.
She's the hottest girl that wouldn't give me the time of day. This one, like, hold the line. What line? What is this line that they're holding? Our nation is worth fighting for.
Trumpy
Where
looks
is the
sad.
red line? Because I have seen that there's no line anymore in this country that cannot or will not be crossed.
Yeah, the bar's gone. It's not even at the bottom of the ocean anymore. It's disintegrated.
It's gone.
It's gone. Hold the line. It's just this, this slopaganda, as you call it, just this poor fucking imitation of what a dictatorship looks like.
We'll
Looks
hold
like
the line.
Bioshock. Yeah, hold the line.
That's right.
Patriots are in control.
We're proud that we revoked 100,000 visas, including 8,000 student visas, 2,500 specialized visas. So we got rid of people that know how to do things that most Americans can't or won't.
Yeah.
And we got rid of students, which usually has a net positive for us, not only because we get bits of their culture when they're here from them. A lot of them will stay and use what they've gained here. So we just lost like a bunch of smart people. Cool.
Just even looking at the numbers, like 100,000 people. Think about the loss of revenue and GDP just from those 100,000 people not participating in our society, because we got a bunch of Christian fascist racists in control.
And not that I think this is right, because I think if you pay into something, you should have some right to get it out. But for all the talk about like, well, immigrants are costing us money and we got to get rid of them because they're just mooching off the welfare. Most of them are not, for one. Almost none of them. Only a few under very specialized programs that have come here because they were like almost killed by gangs or part of like a serious war situation, can for a very short amount of time. And most of the things are programs by private organizations, like Catholic, whatever. I can't remember their name.
Yeah, if you're not a citizen, you can't get benefits.
Right. But
they don't. Oh, sorry.
What I was getting to, though, is that immigrants, both legal and some illegal, if they're like using a fake ID, will pay into Social Security. And for all of the help we need with that,
it's a
like
billion.
they pay. What I'm getting is they pay in more than they will ever get out because they can't take Social Security. A first generation immigrant, even if you're naturalized, you can't draw Social Security, but you're going to probably pay into it at any job you ever have.
Yeah.
So it's like a net positive.
I think they use what's called an ITN to pay in on payroll taxes and Social Security. Yeah, it's a lot of money. But
and almost in one of those Republican talking points, if you ever hear about like they're giving illegal Social Security numbers, they give them tax ID numbers so that they can pay into systems that they won't get anything out of.
Yeah,
it benefits us. So why don't you just, I don't know, take the free money?
Because the racism's more important. making this a white Christian nation is more important than facts. I mean, they talk about all these, the violent immigrants. That's who they said they were going after, were criminals. And I bet ICE has fucking accosted and probably fucking killed more people than all the immigrants combined in the last year. But,
that tracks. I have 2 more of these slides, and yeah, my battery died on my camera.
oh shit.
So Linda McMahon, the U.S. Department of Education, it's promoting patriotism and dismantling the education department. Isn't that lovely?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have patriots that don't know how to read. Sweet. That's my favorite.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a large chunk of the country that's functionally illiterate already under the previous system. So that's just going to get a lot better.
And
yeah.
how?
Well, they don't. Stupid people like him. Smart people don't like me. I think he said that.
The last one is just like, wow. From the Citizenship and Immigration Services, here illegally, pack your bags. It's time to self-deport. If you're here illegally, it's time to go home. Self-deport today with the CBP home app. Yeah, there's an app where you can self-deport, but the way I understand it, like, they had originally toted this idea of, like, if you're willing to self-deport, we'll give you the money to go back. But from what I've been hearing, it just puts in a call to ICE.
Yeah.
When you use that app.
They're just going to come and bust your door down and haul you off.
They got to up their number. I mean, it's just a free, oh, hey, you're going to leave anyway? Well, we're going to up our numbers by grabbing you.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think it's hilarious that the $50,000 sign-on bonus, you have to have 5 years of service to get that. So how many of them will actually get that bonus? Probably not many, but it sounds like a Trump grift to me.
I didn't know that, but that tracks. So that makes me feel better because some of these people hopefully won't be there in 5 years.
Hopefully there won't be an ICE anymore in 5 years. But
I mean, like I said last week, ICE should actually be the branch of that we want. Because their original mission was just to go after the illegal, like gang members and like the really serious criminals, and not just do these random sweeping enforcements. That's supposed to be Customs and Border Patrol's job. I would support ICE if it was just a small organization that purely tactically went after the really bad people that do come here. Like, I'm not saying that every immigrant is the perfect person, because they're not. Just they're human. Just like not every white American is a good person. Or, insert any race or identifier, and that's the case. There's a lot of good people and a few bad ones.
Yeah.
So I want to like ICE, but they've given me no reason to like them, and they don't do anything that their charter actually has them doing.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely things that weren't done right before with previous administrations, but at least they were following the law and enforcing a law. And now it's just this chaos, fucking paramilitary type shit going on. So at this point, I'm like, you just got to get rid of it, honestly, to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
not
ruined. It's ruined,
shed too many tears, because I mean, Customs, as long as you have some kind of unit, like you've already got Customs and Border Patrol, which
I don't mind
supposed to be doing most of this anyway.
You could create something else, another entity later, but at this point it needs to go away. That's how I feel anyways.
They're just the 3-letter organization that they've currently put on the streets to basically do a wider form of what we were talking about with like leaning into getting hit by the car. They're on the streets so that if and when somebody does something unthinkable to them, then the administration gets to respond like 1,000-fold in its response.
Well, I think it's just become this Gestapo type entity, where they can be deployed to whatever area that Trump wants to fucking terrorize because they dare to defy him.
It's not even necessarily about the immigrants. That's just a happy bonus for these people. It's about stirring up trouble.
Yeah.
So that they could then put down and justify that, oh, well, we need all of this extra police and military to justify because we've got dangerous people. Anyway, we've been here for an hour. Well, I feel better as usual. It's great to get this stuff out. We don't do this podcast really because we have a lot of loyal viewers, though. Anybody listening, hey, thanks a lot. Maybe consider a like and subscribe or whatever if you're still here after an hour.
Smash that button, bro.
Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button. Yeah, it's a therapy session for sure.
That's pretty much it. There's a reason I don't monetize these videos.
Yeah.
Because I just want to get my thoughts out there, and I'm happy that Adam and others join me to do that weekly-ish.
Oh, thanks for hosting it and putting the work in that you put in, because it's definitely beneficial for me to just get this shit out of my head.
Thank you, because
express some frustration, and
if it was just me every week, I wouldn't do it. It's really nice to have people to bounce these ideas off, and see when you've gone too far, or
Well, it's nice.
Center yourself.
You have this, you have this stuff in your head, so it's nice to just be like, hey, am I fucking crazy, or like, is this as bad as it seems? Am I overreacting to what's going on, or
lately it's mostly yes, it's as bad as it seems.
Yeah, I think it's worse than it seems, because we're very quickly sliding down the fucking slope of something that not that long ago, actually before Trump, would have seemed impossible. It would have seemed impossible to forget everything else and just saying we shouldn't have elections. You would be fucking impeached and removed. Like,
right.
Attacking
I have never
allies.
liked slippery slope arguments or comparing people to Hitler, but there's literally no other way to talk about this anymore.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think that comparison got overused when it wasn't really. It was more hyperbolic, in the last 20 plus years.
There's been stupid shit.
Yeah.
We've had terrible presidents before. We've had dumb wars. We've done a lot of bad things. But this feels different. Something is in the air is quite different than it was at any other point in my life on this planet in the US.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I have
Feels
my family's considering temporarily moving to Canada. Their house is paid off and everything. So I was talking to my mom today, and her and my sister and my sister-in-law, they're seriously talking about getting the fuck out of here. I mean, my sister-in-law
until it becomes the 52nd state.
My sister-in-law is trans, so that's got to be hard enough in small town Maine. But now you just have this rhetoric that's been amplified even more, in the last couple years, that it's just a heightened risk of violence. So I don't blame them a bit. I've thought about it, but not quite there yet.
It's a lot harder to get into Canada than most people think, too. You've got to have a job that's in demand, that they actually need you for, or marry in, or whatever.
Well, my sister's a nurse.
Harder to get in than you think.
My sister's a nurse, and we have French Canadian ancestry on my mom's side. I don't know, dude. You didn't get that in your algorithm? It's from Canada. It's from the Canadian government. That's it's easier than you think to move to Canada, apply now, or get more information now.
Yeah, buddy.
So, and there's only that never looked it up before. There's only like 40 million people in the whole country, so they
Yeah, and
can't
like 30
really.
million of them are right around between the corridor between Toronto and Montreal.
Yeah, so they can't really
'Cause
grow their economy because they don't have enough people.
right.
So I think they actually like, yeah, you have to have a skill. Like I said, my sister's a nurse. I'm always like, I can cook. Everywhere needs cooks all the time. But anyways, just
Again, if things get weird enough, I hope Maine secedes to Canada, and then like,
yeah.
we'll do that.
I always joke we're just blow the bridge in Kittery, and that will help cut off the main artery into the state.
Nobody's gonna want to come through Sanford, which is like your next big artery that's not like Route 1 or 95.
Yeah, so then we get a choke point out in the western part there. No one gonna want to come through Sanford. Their ass
Nobody
turn
wants to
around
come
if they
through
come.
Sanford.
They drive into Sanford, they'll turn their ass right around and go back.
Absolutely. Well, all right.
All right,
I
dude.
think we've bullshitted enough.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you
sure.
for joining me, and
Thanks
thank
for
all of
having
you for
me.
tuning in.
Charge your camera next time.
I did too. I'm not sure why this wasn't enough, but anyway,
All right.
we'll catch you maybe next week.
All right.
Till we
Have
see
a
you
good night,
again.
everyone.